And good afternoon, basketball fans, coming to you today from Swainsboro, Georgia, specifically the campus of East Georgia State College. For the 2024, across the bottom, we'll be taking on the Lady Titans of Central Georgia Tech. Wearing the maroon warm up top, but they'll be wearing all blue when the game starts. East Georgia State was the number 1 seed in this 7-team tournament. They got a bye on Tuesday. And yesterday in the semifinals beat Albany Tech 80-59. Central Georgia Tech was the 3 seed. They hosted number 6 Georgia Highlands, beat them 75-51 on Tuesday. And then they edged South Georgia Tech 73-67 yesterday in the semifinals. East Georgia State has beaten Central all 3 times in the regular season. They beat them 78-71 on January 29th. They went to Central Georgia, where they beat them 61-52 on February 7th. And back here on February the 24th, East here at home beat them 73-59. We do have some hardware to give out before the game and after the game. See, that's David Elder in the jacket down there to the left, grabbing those plaques off the table. We'll recognize the GCAA Freshman of the Year, the Player of the Year, and the Coach of the Year. And we will keep the stream going at game's end to show you the awarding of the state championship team trophy. Robert Williamson had a pre-recorded interview with David Elder that we aired at the halftime of the semifinal games, and we'll show it to you here as well today. Dallas Renzi is in Albany, Georgia, where Albany Tech, the host school, will be taking on Georgia Highlands in the championship game. So they'll be going concurrently at the same time. Yesterday, the men started an hour before the women. So they'll be running at the same time today. And Robert Williamson doing some high school baseball back in the Florida Panhandle.
Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to the 2024 GCAA Women's Championship. Before we get started, we're going to hand out some special awards for some outstanding performance here in the 2023-2024 year. Welcome to the floor, the GCAA Commissioner, Mr. David Elder. At this time, let's give it up for Freshman of the Year,
Charlize McClendon, the Freshman of the Year. 16.2 points, 15 rebounds a game.
Charlize, I understand you're calling a tree. Congratulations, Charlize. The 2024 GCAA Player of the Year, given out
East Georgia State's Demaya Griffin is the Conference Player of the Year. Leads the conference in free throw percentage at 80.7, and is also third in steals at 2.7. And Theo Howard, the Coach of the Year. A little confusion down there. They're going to do the lineup, so we're going to do the national anthem first. Easily has to be the best rendition of all time, Miss Whitney Houston. God rest her soul. Now we will do the starting lineup, starting with the visitors from Central Georgia Tech. India Johnson, 14.2 points per game, sophomore point guard, 5'4" out of Lithia Springs, Georgia. Haley Johnson is number 3. She's a 5'8" sophomore guard out of Cartersville, Georgia. Number 5 is Jasmine Lenyard, a 5'9" sophomore forward out of Birmingham. Jayla Hutchins is number 11, 5'6" sophomore guard / forward out of Midfield, Alabama. 23 is Santagius Alford, a 5'9" sophomore freshman out of Macon, Georgia. Number 0 is Kennedy Sneed. She's a 5'5" freshman point guard out of Leesboro, Georgia. Taylor Caldwell is a 5'10" sophomore guard out of Atlanta. #6'1" freshman forward / center number 10 is Charlize McClendon out of Waycross, Georgia. Also leads the the conference in field goal percentage. Number 14, Damaya Griffin, 5'9" sophomore guard out of Augusta. 25 is Tiana Dismuke, a 5'10" sophomore forward out of Atlanta. As you can see, the fans are still piling in here at East Georgia. And hopefully we'll see the floor once these fans move. Central Georgia in blue is going to go from left to right. East Georgia in the gray from right to left as we get the championship game underway. It'll be McClendon and Alford jumping up for their respective squads. The 2024 GCAA Women's Championship is about to get underway. And it'll be won by East as Kennedy Sneed will bring it up. Hutchins guarding her. In a bit of trouble. Finds Griffin in the corner. She'll drive baseline. Spin move, throws it up wildly. Rebounded by Alford for Central. Here comes India Johnson. To the other Johnson, Haley Johnson. Bumping down low. Alford with the spin move. Throws it up. Good! First 2 points of the game for Alford. East coming back quickly. It's Griffin firing the 3-ball. Short. Offensive board, McClendon, and she can't get it to go. Rebounded by Central. And Jasmine Lenyard. Opening minute of the game. Central looking to be the first and only team in the state of Georgia to beat the Lady Bobcats this year. Down low, Johnson is blocked by Sneed. Rebounded, and now Sneed will push it up the floor. And I believe we're going to get a hook on Hutchins. Jayla Hutchins picks up her first. 19 on the shot clock, looking in for McClendon, that throws it into the double team, and Santagius Alford comes out of there with it. Hutchins 3 ball, too strong. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be McClendon coming out of there with it. Good handles, and she hands off to Sneed. Driving, throws up a wild shot. No good. It'll be Central basketball. We're about a minute 34 in. A 2-0 lead early for Central Georgia Tech out of Warner Robins, Georgia, as India Johnson will walk it up. Haley Johnson, back to Hutchins. Shot clock at 13. Into a little trouble. Johnson driving, behind the back dribble, and lost it. As Taylor Caldwell got her hand on it. She'll drive baseline, go glass, and an offensive foul as Hutchins takes the charge. Caldwell slapping the floor, thinking it was a block. 2:06 into the first quarter, still a 2-0 lead for Central. As India Johnson walks it up, full court press here by East. And they find Hutchins. 2-on-1. Back out to Alford. Long three, Sentageous Alford off the mark, rebounded by the Conference Player of the Year, Demaya Griffin. And we're going to have a moving screen on number 25, Tiana Dispute. That'll be her first, team foul number 2 here in the opening 2.5 of this state championship game. Central with the 2-0 lead. It's Haley Johnson. Alford working with McClendon on the baseline. The spin move, off glass, no good. Johnson to rebound and foul from behind by Taylor Caldwell, and that's going to be her second. So she picks up 2 here in the first 3 minutes. And we have a young lady at the scorer's table, 23, Jasmine Strobridge, and she will come in for Dispute. So Caldwell still in with 2 fouls. Haley Johnson from Cartersville, Georgia. That's where Georgia Highlands is. And she gets the first. Been up that way a few times over the years with JockJive. Johnson gets them both. 4-0 lead for Central as Hutchins picks up Sneed full court. She gets it into the front court. Sutton, far side. Sneed. 17 on the shot clock, exactly 7 minutes left. Johnson got a piece of it, but saves it back in for Sneed. Shot clock at 10. She'll drive, she loses the handle, runner in the lane, good. Kennedy Sneed. 4-2 ball game. Alford. Long range 3, too strong, rebounded by Strobridge. She'll bring it across for East. All the way short on the jumper in the lane. It'll be Central basketball. Strobridge says it was tipped, and the referees agree. So 22 on the shot clock here for East. 6:31 left here in the opening quarter. Strobridge looking for somebody. Gonna lob one up to, I believe this is Caldwell. She drives and is going to get hit, I believe, by Hutchins. No, number 3, Haley Johnson with her first foul. Team foul number 2. So East with 20 on the shot clock, 6:28 left here in the opening quarter. Sneed handling it in a 4-2 early lead here for Central. Strobridge looking to drive, defended there by Lenyard. All the way, and Lenyard got a hand on it, stole it, knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay East ball with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Strobridge will inbound. I believe that she's being defended by Lenyard. Gets it into Sneed, baseline, shot clock at 6. They get it up top. Caldwell at 4, at 3, at 2. She's got to put it up. Long range 3, Strobridge off the back rim, rebounded India Johnson. Hutchins being guarded by Strobridge on the perimeter. Drive knocked away. Strobridge was out of bounds. A nice hustle play there as a fan comes out to help her up. I think that's Coach Howard's son down there. Saw him getting some family photos before the game. A couple of really cute grandbabies. Number 2 is India Johnson from Lithia Springs, Georgia. She'll drive, kick out, and nobody home. That's a turnover. Threw it to David Elder. He's not in uniform, though. Then we'll have that pre-recorded interview with him and Robert Williamson at the half. 5:40 and counting in the opening quarter. Still a 4-2 lead here for Central. As Hutchins making her case, saying, I got ball, but now Hutchins has 2. As Tamia Gaddis from Gadsden, Alabama will obviously come in for her as she's frustrated and she will sit. So Hutchins with 2 for Central, Caldwell with 2 for East here in the first 4.5 minutes. Sneed being guarded by Haley Johnson. It's going to be a good matchup to watch today. The drive, runner in the lane, no good. Offensive rebound with a sea of blue all around her and has it taken away from her. Alford coming out of there with it. She'll run the break. Haley Johnson gets it knocked away from her. Sneed has it back. She dribbles through some Central players, pushing it. Going all the way, runner in the lane, no good. Looking for a foul, they don't get it. But we do have a foul, I believe, on the rebound. Number 5, Lenyard will get her first. That is 4 for Central, 3 for East. So East will be shooting in the bonus on the next foul. 20-footer baseline, good by Demaya Griffin, the Conference Player of the Year. We're tied at 4. And it's stolen away by the aforementioned Griffin, who will spin in the lane, high arcing shot, she's going to the line. Foul on number 5, now Lenyard has 2, so the foul's racking up, and now East in the bonus for the final 4:52. Demaya Griffin leads the conference at 80.7% from the line, also 3rd in steals at 2.7. And as I say that, no good. Griffin gets a second. As we have us our media timeout. We're going to keep it here. Show you the Central huddle. Again, coached by Antonio Harris. Farron Harris, the assistant coach. I cannot not think of this song and think of Rush Hour. Chris Tucker's rendition. The karaoke one. There's one funny guy. Coach Harris going with the black and blue polo shirt matching the Central colors. And over here, Coach Theo Howard with the green jacket, like he won the Masters. So I want to thank Coach Howard and his staff for their hospitality these last couple days. Very nice facility they have here at Swainsboro, here at East Georgia State, as Haley Johnson will inbound to Gaddis. And a reach-in foul as Caldwell, still in the game, now has 3. Surprised she was still in the game with 2. Obviously she's going to have to sit out as she thought she got all ball. She's kind of relaxing there in the corner. Still coming to grips with, oh, that's going to be a backcourt violation. Squirted out of the hands of Haley Johnson. India Johnson, my mistake. So you'd imagine Caldwell's going to be done for the entire first half after picking up her third here in the first 5.5 minutes. Sneed with it. To McClendon, cutting to the basket. Griffin is fouled. And it's going to be number 3. Haley Johnson now has her second. So Hutchins with 2, Lenyard with 2, Haley Johnson with 2, and now she'll sit, as I believe Island Fitch from, I'm going to say it wrong, Belchas, Louisiana. Bellechasse. Both free throws for Griffin. It's 7-4. Full court pressure here as Gaddis in a little bit of trouble. And stolen away. Jones, Anaya Jones, she turns it back over. Here comes number 10 with it, Epps. Kamaya Epps for Central, and stolen back. Here we go. Kennedy Sneed in the open court. Lost the handle, looked like she was going to pull up, and passes off to McClendon. Nice finish. 9-4. Epps driving and swatted away by McClendon. She's fired up. Exactly 4 minutes left here in the opening quarter. 9-4 lead for East. Epps has it, and we'll bring it back out. India Johnson. Looking to work on Sneed, driving in, off glass, short, rebound McClendon. As number 10, Epps got a piece of it, but it'll stay East ball. With 3:45 left here in the opening quarter. The 2024 GCAA Women's Championship game. The men's game going on at Albany right now. Shout out to Dallas Sneed bringing the action there. McClendon lost the handle briefly, but has it. And it's knocked out of her hand. Stolen away. Fitch up ahead. 3-ball gamble off the mark. Battle for the rebound is won by Central's number 2, India Johnson. Alford looking to work through a double team, but she's called for traveling. Jones and McClendon down there on the defense. So the Bobcats get it back, 3:21 left here in the opening quarter. 9-4, East on top. Look to win the GCAA for the first time ever, according to what Coach Howard told us yesterday. Down low, Jones to Griffin for the bucket. Nice unselfish basketball right there. It's 11-4. Gamble. Alford will pull up from about 18, goes glass, no good, rebounded by McClendon. Sneed walking it over. Griffin will fire the 3, too strong, and we're going to have a foul on the floor as Fitch called for the foul. 7th foul of the quarter. It should be shooting. I believe this is number 1, Anaya Jones from Augusta, Georgia. Shooting a pair. Gets the first. I believe this is a 10-0 run here for East. Make it 11. 13-4, 2:50 left. As Central bringing it up, and it's thrown behind. Johnson, Griffin, the no-look pass. It's Alford. Swats Anaya Jones, but Jones is going to the line. Nice no-look there by Griffin. Nia Jones played some big minutes yesterday in the win over Albany Tech. Final score of that one was a 21-point win, but it was close through about 2.5. And the Bobcats started pulling away as Anaya Jones gets the first and the second. 15-4. As Alford up ahead and knocked away by Griffin. I believe it'll stay Central ball. They'll inbound right in front of the East Georgia Tech bench with 25 on the shot clock. 2:39 left here in the first quarter. India Johnson. And Snead got a hand on it as Alford cannot handle the inbound. Crowd continuing to filter in here on what Swainsboro locals are hoping is a historic win for the Bobcats. Snead. 2:18 and counting here in the first. Strobridge. Griffin inside, blocked by Johnson. Correction, number 1 is Gaddis. 17-footer off the mark, rebounded by Griffin. She'll go all the way, but I think we have a hold on number 10, Epps. And more free throws for the Bobcats. Eight fouls to 4 so far, but 3 of those 4 belong to Taylor Caldwell. Jemiah Griffin at the line for a pair, gets the first. So after, I guess, a slow 90 seconds or so to open the game, East has got the foot on the gas pedal. Missing the second, but the offensive rebound goes to Snead. And they'll get 20 more seconds. So we have Zakiria Hall for East at the scorers table. Snead driving. Kick back out, 3 ball. Gets the friendly roll, number 1, Anaya Jones for 3. 19-4 here in the first. And it's thrown behind Alford. Snead gives it up to Griffin, and 1. And Griffin a little slow to get up on the hip check. She got the and 1, and she is down on the end line. Gaddis picks up her first. And the East player said, she's fine. Just needed a moment. Gets a nice hand from the crowd. 34, Zakiria Hall from Guyton, Georgia. I believe that's how you say it, Guyton. 6'3" freshman center now in. And I believe this is a 22-2 run. No good. Jones gets the offensive board. Strobridge. Snead will fire the 3 ball, but we have a 3-second call, I believe, on Hall. As India Johnson brings it across, but she loses the handle. Hall has it, gives it up, and quickly a 3-on-2 here for East. Griffin will pull up from 20 and hit it. East hitting on all cylinders. It is 23-4 with a minute left here in the first. And Griffin got her hand on it, but India Johnson gets it back. Alford. 3 ball near side, rimming no good, but the offensive board and miss. Hall the rebound. As Snead will haul it in. We got about a 15-second difference between shot and game. Shot clock at 13. Snead with the drive and the pull-up from about 12, no good. But the offensive rebound, Hall can't get it to go as Jones gets the board, and number 23, Alford called for the foul. Alford claiming she got all ball, but must have gotten a piece of the head. Correction, that is Alford's second. So Haley Johnson, Lenyard, Hutchins, and Alford all with 2 here in the first quarter. Jones gets the free throw. Taylor Caldwell has 3 for East, but her teammates have picked up the slack and then some here in the first 10 minutes. Free throw good. 25-4. Is number 12, Sarai Garcia, into the game. Don't think she played at all in the semifinal. Shot clock is off. And put up the runner, but Hall with the block. Last shot as Sneed will drive, go off glass, and draw a foul on number 10, Epps, who now has 2. So 5 different Titans with 2 fouls here early. Sneed at the line. So much for the idea that East could possibly be overlooking Central since they beat them all 3 times in the regular season. They're in overdrive here in the first quarter. This is the free throw. Last chance here, Johnson. Good defense, stolen away, Sneed, and it's stolen away from her. And that'll do it for the first quarter. It has been all Bobcats here in the first 10 minutes. 25-4 here on JockJive. It is all East Georgia here in the first 10 minutes, 25-4. It is a 25-2 run. As Central scored 4 of the first 6, it has been all Bobcats since. As Haley Johnson's back in, Gaddis with it. Coming down low for Alford, too strong. I think it was tipped by Griffin. So Central Georgia with 22 more seconds here on the shot clock. Up top to Alford. Hutchins driving, cutting in. She's going to draw the foul on, I believe, Sneed. It'll be her first. Jyla Hutchins from Midfield, Alabama, to the line for 2. Didn't we mention that conversation Robert had earlier, I believe this week, pre-recorded interview with David Elder, the commissioner of the GCAA. That ends a 25-2 run. Griffin gets them both. And Sneed will inbound. Hall. Jones back to Sneed. Shot clock at 20. Strobridge muscling down low. Hall getting rid of it to Sneed. She'll fire the 3 and too strong. But Hall, the offensive board, and it's blocked. Haley Johnson up ahead. Alford firing the 3 and hits it. So something for the visitors from Warren Robbins to cheer about. They haven't had much as Sneed. Full court pressure here by the Titans. Hall Over to Sutton and stolen away by Gaddis. She'll run with it. Spin move in the lane, but blocked by Hall and Hutchins collide. They're calling 34 with the foul. Hall looked like she got to the ball first, but I think the fact that Hutchins went flying across the court, I think that's what Theo Howard is asking. He's not doing much talking, but he's imagined saying, hey, Hall got to the ball first. And I guess she, maybe feels she's getting punished because of her size because Hutchins went flying off of her. As Haley Johnson will inbound right in front of Coach Howard. Johnson. And it's stolen away. Strobridge picks the pocket. 1-on-2, she'll take it all the way. Can't get it to go. Johnson the rebound. As Alford and Central will run, it's a 3-on-2. And Ledyard cannot handle the pass and a turnover. McClendon will inbound to Sneed here. 8:26 and counting here in the half. And Coach Howard must not have liked something, and he's calling a timeout. So we'll show you their huddle. The conference freshman of the year, Charlize McClendon, will inbound right next to her coach of the year, Theo Howard. And Sneed will bring it up. With 20 seconds on the shot clock. Strobridge, she'll fire a triple, and two strong, rebounded by Hutchins on the weak side. The 5 Fitch with it, trying to work on Jones. Good defense by Anaya Jones. It'll be Hutchins rather. And I think Sneed's going to be called for a hold, and that's going to be her second. Three team fouls on East here in the quarter. None for Central. Strobridge, or Alford rather, off the glass. Too strong. McClendon to rebound. Sneed with it. Strobridge. Haley Johnson's on her. Trying to get to McClendon, but it's going to be Griffin in the corner. She lost the handle. It'll stay East ball with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sneed with it as the bench counting down the shot clock, dumping it down to McClendon, and gets the bucket. Alford. McClendon got a piece of it, but driving and scoring, number 5, Ledyard. Sneed in the far corner. Griffin will fire the 3 ball off the mark, going high. Anaya Jones the rebound. They'll get another 20. Looking for McClendon down low. It's knocked away by Alford. Up ahead, looking for Hutchins, but the last one back is Griffin. She'll get the easy steal. Johnson on Sneed. Strobridge. Down low to McClendon, the double team, the kick out. Strobridge with the fake, pulls up from 18. Can't get it to go. But the offensive board put back by McClendon. 16 points and 15 rebounds on the season, and another turnover. Griffin. Sneed thought about the three. She'll drive, pull up from 12, airballs it. Jones gets the rebound, turn around, good. A 20-point lead. In trouble and a travel. As Anaya Barron, number 22 from Macon, in for Santagus Alford, who is also from Macon. Up and down low, McClendon in the double team. Griffin will fire a three from the corner and hit it. And the bench is fired up down there. 34-11. And that is going to be a turnover. See McClendon pointing to herself saying, I need a breather. So we'll see if somebody comes in for her. We haven't seen anybody yet. Sneed driving, pulling up from about 12. Can't get it to go. Hutchins the rebound. All the way and gets it. Hutchins with the bucket. But the lead for East is 21 as we're nearing the halfway mark here of the second quarter. Down low, McClendon, the spin move, the kick out. Sneed will fire the three ball, and it's short. But good hustle by Strobridge. And I think she might be hurt. She is down on the far side. This is Jasmine Strobridge down on the end line. I think she landed awkwardly. I don't know if she landed on, I think it was Hutchins down there. Could be ankle, could be knee. We could have a little break in the action here. As Taylor Caldwell, I believe, is coming back in with her 3 fouls. Assuming this might be Strobridge's father there in the gray. Like I said, I think it was a collision with Hutchins. I'm thinking maybe she landed on her foot and then landed awkwardly out of bounds. And she is up, but not putting any pressure on the, I believe it is the right leg. See her being carried off. It looks like Central will be inbounding the ball. So Caldwell does come in with her 3 fouls. 4:56 left here in the half. It has been all East, 34-13, as Gaddis will bring it across the midcourt stripe. More pressure. Haley Johnson, 3 ball off the mark. Sneed the rebound. Drive hitting from about 13 feet and got it, but wait, we're going to get an offensive foul. And that is going to be her third. So Sneed with 3 and now Caldwell with 3 as number 2 Kennedy Daniels coming in along with Zykeria Hall. So Caldwell with 3, Sneed with 3, and Strobridge injured. Despite all that, is a big lead for the home team, 21. And with 4:34 left. Kick out. Johnson will fire the 3 ball off the mark. Going high for the ball. Number 5 is Lenyard and turns it over. Jones, left-hand dribble for Griffin. To Daniels, shot clock at 12. Daniels in the lane, puts up the shot, swatted by Johnson. They get it back. 3 ball from Jones is no good. India Johnson rebound, or Gaddis rather. Number 5, Lenyard all the way to the bucket, no good. And the rebound by Hall. I think Coach Howard was looking for an over the back, and Johnson goes down after colliding with Caldwell, and that's going to be her 4th. As 32 comes in, Paris Smith. I think Coach Howard was looking for an over the back on Hall before that collision in the backcourt as number 3, Haley Johnson, up to shoot 2. And rims out, Smith the rebound as Daniels a push. Up ahead, everybody. Jones gets it swatted by Johnson, but Smith gets the putback. Johnson with it, behind the back dribble, gets it across the mid-court stripe. Kick out, India Johnson. Turnaround blocked by Hall. East comes out running. Anaya Jones with the fake and the putback. 24-point lead here with 3:10 left. Johnson. Drive, and they're going to call a travel. Albany Tech up on Georgia Highlands, 28-22 at the half in Albany. Daniels. Daniels fires for 3 off the back rim, rebounded by Hutchins as Central will run. All the way to the bucket and scores, but the offensive foul! And she can't believe it as Daniels takes the charge as Hutchins now has 3. Griffin. Up ahead, Smith off glass, no good. She gets the offensive rebound, can't get it to go. Hall blocked by Johnson. Daniels pulls it out. 3 ball, number 35, too strong, but we have a push off, I believe, on Paris Smith. Yes, Paris Smith picks up her first foul. That is 5 team fouls, so Central now in the bonus for the final 2:31. So I think the scorer's table, I guess, getting clarification on who the foul was on. They're shooting 2. It's good by, I believe it's Lenyard. Lenyard gets them both. 38-16. Is Daniels. Trying to look up ahead, number 35 to Sarah Kelly. Daniels. Griffin. The drive, pull up from 12 is short, rebounded by Johnson. I think Griffin trying to draw the charge to no avail. Haley Johnson looking for Gaddis, but it's turned over. Hall comes out of there with it. And it's stolen from her. Gaddis. Haley Johnson, baseline, airballs it. But number 2, Johnson gets it but can't save it. We're at 1:55. Daniels with the handle. She'll fire a 3 ball and hit it. A 25-point lead as Gaddis is going to walk it across. Kick out. Alford 3 ball off the mark. Johnson tried to get the rebound. Saves it to East. And they'll have numbers. Smith pulls up from 13. Rims out. That'll be Central ball. As number 10, Maya Epps in for Haley Johnson. .105 and counting. Johnson trying to work her way in. Pull up off glass, good by number 10, Kamaya Epps. Driving all the way in, Daniels blocked, but a foul is called on, I believe, Gaddis. That'll be her second. So Hutchins with 3, Alford with 2, Epps with 2, Lenyard with 2, Haley Johnson with 2, Gaddis with 2 for Central. Caldwell with 4 fouls, Sneed with 3. As Tiana Dismute to the scorer's table. We see Strobridge up just jogging behind the bench, trying to get loose to possibly go back into the game. Daniels from Littleburn, Georgia, 5'6" freshman guard. I believe timeout called by Central, so we'll keep the crowd or keep the camera on Coach Antonio Harris and his squad. as Central inbound. About 18-second difference between shot and game clock here as Johnson gets it across half court. Kicks out to Gaddis. Thought about the three. Driving baseline. Runner from 12. No good. Smith going high for the rebound. As Jasmine Lenyard picks up her third. So East will be shooting. Or will they? No, that's only 3 team fouls on Central. So the differential is now about 3 seconds. Daniels gets it across. Floater in the lane, no good. Paris Smith, the offensive rebound, can't get it to go. It'll stay East ball. As Daniels looks to inbound. To a cutting Paris Smith. In the lane, oh, it's blocked. Oh, they're calling a jump ball. I think she thinks she got a foul called on her, but it was called a jump. So the shot clock now off with 15-7 left. Griffin, baseline drive, going off glass, scores. We're at 8 seconds. 6. Alford's gonna have to put it up, and it's after the horn, no good. So that'll do it for the half. It has been all East Georgia after 20 minutes, 43-18 the score. And as we mentioned, our interview Robert Williamson had with Commissioner David Elder.
It is great to have with us at halftime the commissioner of the GCAA, Dave Elder. Dave, how you doing?
Hey, Robert, it's just crazy right now. You know, it's that time of year, so finishing up our winter sports, our spring sports are going full bore, so we can get past and you take part in a lot of them, whether you're here in Georgia or in Alabama or wherever. So if we can just get past probably this Saturday or Sunday, we can take a deep breath and move on to our spring stuff.
And for those who may not know, of course, we are recording this in advance. We're recording it on a Tuesday, just prior to the start of the quarterfinals. So if some information comes across that's like, hey, that's outdated, well, that's the reason why. Let me say first, though, thank you very much. You talk about impromptu. Roughly 10 minutes ago? We hadn't even talked to each other today, and now it's, hey, we need to get together and do a little interview for halftime. So thank you for being impromptu.
Hey, sometimes you and I both know, and athletics and radio and IT, plan A is usually the last thing we get to. So we created a plan A and we're going with it.
All right, let's talk basketball since we're in the midst of basketball quarterfinals today. And this is being aired during semifinals and finals. It has been another great year of basketball in the GCAA. Have there been any surprises, if you will, from the standpoint of who's atop the standings or maybe who didn't fare quite as well as you thought?
Well, let's start with the women's side first. East Georgia State, you could see the past couple of years they were really getting competitive under Coach Theo Howard and been to the finals. And, Coach Frey was he and Brandon were usually up there at the top, and you could see Theo working his way up with his ladies team. And, Coach Frey's moved on and Brandon's just doing AD duties. So basically that's Theo just slid right in there. And, he went 18-0 this year in conference. The very last game last week went down to the wire with South Georgia Tech. I was looking at, oh gosh, you know how it is when it gets this time of year. I have my laptop, my iPad, my iPhone, looking at 3 different games, trying to keep up with everything. So I had the women's game at halftime. It was a 14-point lead, turn around, come back in the second half. It's a 1-point ball game toward the end of the game. And then, South Georgia Tech had an opportunity to win that ball game. But they didn't. It went to overtime. And then, of course, they just pulled away right there in overtime. Mm-hmm. But they had already secured top seed there. So, they're getting a an opening round bye tonight, which, uneven number of teams, we do it that way. And we got 3 quarterfinal games, and those winners will move on Friday to go to Swainsboro and play there for the semifinals and finals.
And Theo Howard has been named the GCAA Women's Basketball Coach of the Year.
That was just released this morning, and we also put out our all-region selections. Those were voted on this weekend by the coaches. I was burning the midnight oil the past couple of nights trying to tabulate all that stuff, get certificates back out to them, get those things posted on the website, social media. So it's been busy, to say the least.
Now, what about on the men's side? Have you named the men's coach of the year thus yet?
Yes, men's coach of the year is Rashard Lofton of Albany Tech. They won the regular season there. So he was, coaches can't vote for themselves. So he was outside of his vote, everyone else voted for Rashard. So he was in it all like the president. He was a unanimous decision there.
All right, now the locations, and again, we're recording this in advance. We know that the semifinals will take place on the women's side in Swainsboro. I have said many times, I kind of question how much of an advantage it is playing at home. Swainsboro, and I love that venue, but that is a definitive home field advantage, or home court, if you will, advantage. That's a different feeling place. A lot of glass, a lot of natural light comes into Swainsboro. Gorgeous place to play, but it is definitely a home court advantage.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think you can look back in the past and say the same thing for South Georgia Tech. I think in that little arena there at the hangar, that place can get rocking there too. So really, Coach Howard's sitting in the driver's seat right now. Everybody else is going to be playing. He and his ladies are getting a little extra rest. So they should have the fresh legs going into Friday night.
Now, on the men's side, and again, by the time this is aired, in some instances, we already know where the semis and finals are going to be played in men's basketball. But take us through the process. It is the highest remaining seed after the quarterfinals.
Correct. Now, let's backtrack a little bit more. As of Saturday afternoon, we finished with 4 teams tied with the same record. So 2, 3, 4, and 5 spots were all the same. So we had to go to the tiebreaker process to break that down. And thank goodness for Presto, because I know in the past coaches have gone through that process in their head, called me, said, I think I got this figured out. And I remember Coach Baldwin called me one year, said, I think I got this. I said, hold on, let me pull up Presto. And I can click some buttons. All depending on how many teams I want to compare, and I can have all that information in front of me instantaneously. And so we were able to determine, at that point, Ty, we go head to head, and that's the way we broke the seeding on that, and ended up Central Georgia Tech dropped to 5. If they had beat Highlands earlier in the week, they would have secured number 2. But without that, the tiebreaker pushed them down to 5. Georgia Highlands head to head had a 4-2 record. South Georgia Tech and South Georgia State were tied at 3-3. So that got split by starting at the top of the standings, how they went head to head against Albany Tech, and South Georgia State was 1-1. South Georgia Tech was 0-2. So if I lost you there, I'm sorry. We've got it. Go to the brackets, and it's right there for everybody. So what we've got there is with the number 9 seed does not make it into the number 9 team does not make it into the tournament. So we've got a straight 8, and we go 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. Top 4 seeds host, and then the remaining high seed after tonight's quarterfinals will host Friday and Saturday. So Albany Tech wins, they're hosting Friday and Saturday because they're the number 1 seed. If they were to get upset tonight and Georgia Highlands wins as the number 2, they'll host. I have not seen it, knock on wood. We have not ever had the circumstance where the top 4 seeds lost in the quarterfinals. That would throw a monkey wrench in there, and that would go down to then the 5th seed would host 5, 6, 7, 8. So, but we haven't ever gotten to that point. But we have had a situation where 7 has beat 2 before. And, East Georgia, was it last year before last? We called Travis Mr. February because they got hot and went on a run there and went through the tournament like that. So we'll see after tonight. If Albany Tech holds on like they've done during the season, then they'll host Friday night.
All right, let's go beyond the world of basketball. It is a question I find myself asking every time we talk. ABAC, I think, is the latest to leave, went the NAIA route. How are things looking for the conference as a whole?
There's talk, and there has been talk for years about other schools going NAIA. When you really sit down and start peeling the layers off of that on what all's required, there's a lot for our current members to meet those requirements to move on. And me personally, I just don't know that they have that there. And it really boils down to a lot finances and 4-year degrees offered. Because if you move to NAIA, the first thing they're going to ask is how many 4-year degrees do you have? And student athletes have to declare the very first semester what they're going to major in. So, and I know some presidents in the state are trying to push some of that. Some presidents that have already moved to 4-year and finding out, as I tell people a lot of times in a lot of situations, the grass is not always greener on the other side. It's just different grass. And after you've been there a little while, you realize, this is the same that I had where I was at, and I really was probably better where I was at. So we'll see. There's nothing I can do. I'm been trying to get a meeting with presidents to really go over all that, because academia is different than athletics. And unless you've done one of them, it's hard to understand the other. I've been fortunate. I've been an assistant professor when I was an AD years ago. So I understand a lot of the other side, and budgets are budgets, whether it's in academic side or athletic side. Dollars are dollars, so I do understand both ends of that. And there's a lot of things. Plus, the college scene is really changing right now on requirements from the federal government, things at the state level, FTEs, all this stuff. Kids nowadays used to be, you never had anybody taking classes online. Now they're taking classes online. Now you're having dual enrollment students. They're not getting a lot of the revenue from those students that they would have normally got if they were on campus. So when you lose that revenue and you lose athletic fees, then a lot of our schools are hurting financially from that aspect.
Let's move on to the sports that we are currently in. And of course, there probably is more than softball and baseball that we are moving into. It's just those are the two sports that we are also involved in. What about the start of the year? We're now a month into both, or a little better than a month. Smooth sailing, relatively so, or how's it been?
I'm dealing with an issue right now that I really would rather not get into. But softball has started already. Conference schedule last week. Baseball kicks off next week with conference schedule. So tennis is going on, golf is going on. So we'll have April. We'll have the GCAA golf tournament, and that'll be down at ABAC. And then we'll swing into May, where we'll have softball and baseball at Cartersville at Georgia Highlands' new facility. So we'll have basically 2 days and a rain day if needed. We probably don't need that rain day, but as soon as I say that, we will need it because you'll be there. But the good thing is we've got AstroTurf on both fields. So you and I have seen the torrential downpours, and then we played an hour and a half later. So that's the positive right there. So we'll be the 1st of May for 2 days on softball. Then we'll move to baseball. Then we'll go back the next week to softball, where softball now has a district this year. So the Region 10 winner will be coming to our champion. So we won't know that till the 1st of May, and then we'll know where we're going then the next week. Baseball district Tennessee will be hosting that this year. Right now, Georgia Highlands men, they've moved up to number 3 in the nation this week. So they've got, and I think a lot of that I talked with Dash O'Neill. He was so consumed the past 2 years with this baseball field and complex, and that took a lot of his attention away from baseball. And he's able to focus right now on baseball. And, right now they did well against Walter State, and we know how good Walter State is. They're a perennial power in baseball, and they split with them and then beat Wabash Valley, who was ranked in the top 3. So I don't want to jinx that, but he's got to. If he keeps playing like he's playing right now, he's going to do really well.
Dave Elder, always great to talk with you. I know we'll talk again soon. I'm not able to make either this weekend, but we will see one another in softball and baseball. I know.
I'll hold your absence against you. So we'll see you in softball and baseball.
I would expect no less.
Thank you, Robert.
Dave Elder, thank you very much for being our guest.
Appreciate it.
Back here at East Georgia State. Of course, thanks again to David Elder and his support of JockJive over the years. He is out in the lobby right now, but we'll have some hardware to hand out here in a little bit. The GCAA Women's State Champion. It has been all East Georgia since the first quarter. 43-18. Correction, 44. Missed a point. And I believe I gave this update before we went to that interview. Thanks to Dallas Renzi for this. 28-22, Albany Tech over Georgia Highlands in the men's final. As it looks like Central will get the opening possession and we'll be going from our right to left. Alford with the drive, pull up from about 12, hits the top of the backboard. And that's going to be East Georgia ball. Nia Jones from about 20, rimming no good. Battle for the loose ball. It's going to be Dismuke, 3-ball. Griffin far side, no good. Johnson will just let it ride out of bounds. So one possession for each squad, still no score in the half. As Jaya Hutchins and her 3 fouls brings it across. A lot of foul trouble on the Central squad as Haley Johnson will get bumped by number 14. That's only Griffin's first. (9:18) and counting here in quarter number 3. Haley Johnson to a cutting Hutchins, working on McClendon, can't get it to go, and it'll be East ball. As McClendon will inbound to our left. McClendon. Up ahead, Dismuke with the spin move. Can't get it to go, but she gets the offensive rebound, and she's going to the line. Haley Johnson picks up her 3rd. As the free throw rims out. Tiana Dismuke from Atlanta, and she gets the second one. 45-18 as East Georgia continues to press full court. Hutchins up to Haley Johnson. In trouble, but a blocking foul is going to be called on Kennedy Daniels. That'll only be her first. 8:50 left here in the third quarter. Haley Johnson. Baseline drive off glass, score. 45-20. Dismuke down low. Griffin thought about it, will pull it back out. And now put one off glass, no good. Rebound by Johnson, but Dismuke's going to get called for over the back. That'll be her second. As Hutchins tries to split a double team. Haley Johnson. 3 ball off the back rim, rebounded. Johnson had it, and it'll stay Central ball. 20 on the shot clock, 8:07 left here in the third. A 45-20 lead for East Georgia. Johnson looking for Alford, top of the key, long range 3 off the back rim, battle for the rebound. And it is saved, and then back into Central. The bucket no good. Johnson saving it as Dismuke comes out of there with it. As Hutchins bats it away from McClendon, it'll stay East ball with 7:50 left here in the third. Three ball short, rebounded by Hutchins. Up ahead to Johnson, but she can't get to it as Kennedy Daniels is going to get a steal. Now off glass, can't get it to go. Dismuke the offensive board and throws it up and scores! How in the world did that happen? Looked like it was going to be a jump ball, but Dismuke going to the line as number 2, India Johnson picks up her first. Dismuke can't convert the three-point play. Alford gets the rebound. India Johnson. Hutchins trying to look for Alford. Can't get it to her. Drive, throws one up, and I believe is going to the line as McClendon helps her up as Dismuke gets called for her third. This is good news for East Georgia. Jasmine Strobridge to the scorer's table after the injury. As Haley Johnson will inbound. India Johnson from 15, rimming out. And McClendon the rebound. Griffin has it poked away from behind by Johnson, and Central will try to push, and it's knocked out of her hands to Griffin. Strobridge with it, thought about the 3, but will leave it for Kennedy Daniels, who will drive, pull up from about 10, and gets the roll. 49-20. To India Johnson, and it's swatted. Griffin blocked it and came down with it. They have numbers. Jones off glass, score it. And it is a rout here in Swainsboro. 51-20. Hutchins gets bumped by Kennedy Daniels on the way to the basket. Daniels is second. Hutchins missing the first. Hutchins gets the second. 30-point lead for the Bobcats as Strobridge driving. Left-hand scoop, no good. Battle for the rebound. Strobridge gets it back. Griffin into McClendon, but it's stolen away. Contagious Alford as Lenyard running. Lost the handle. That's going to be a double dribble. Yep. Jones to McClendon. Griffin. Leaves one, a long NBA three for Daniels. Can't get the roll. India Johnson gets a rebound. She will push. Lenyard pulling up from about 18. Air balls it as bodies all over the place. He'll stay central ball as Johnson threw it off of, I believe it was Demaya Griffin. So 20 on the shot clock, 5:28 in the third quarter. The result that has looked academic for a while. Alford looking to work on McClendon. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Anaya Jones. As Daniels to Griffin. Throws up an acrobatic shot, no good. Rebounded by Johnson up ahead, Haley Johnson. And she gets it. Stolen away by Alford for Central. And airmails one over the head of Hutchins. As Tamia Gaddis, number 1, will enter for Haley Johnson. Not sure if you can hear it in the crowd, Mike, but we have several little toddlers having fun running up and down the stands. Asking a lot for a little one to sit for 2 hours to watch a college game. McClendon down low, cutting Maya Jones for 2. Lead back to 30. Runner off glass by Gaddis, no good. Rebounded by McClendon. Up ahead, Strobridge. They got a 2-on-1 for Griffin, and she scores. You gotta wonder if you're Coach Theo Howard if you empty the bench here before too long, because it's looking like there's a long airplane ride in their immediate future, and that is swatted by McClendon. 3-on-3 leaves for Griffin. 3 ball, far side, no good. Battle for the rebound. Daniels to Strobridge for 2. (57-23) it is Hutchins. She'll fire a 3. Air balls, and it'll be East ball. As Fitch in, as Hutchins will come out. Alford coming out along with India Johnson, as Paris Smith coming in for McClendon. And we have us a timeout. So we'll show you the East Georgia huddle. as East will inbound it to our left with 3:44 left in the third, and they are rolling here by 34. And Paris Smith with the bucket. 59-23. Scoop shot by number 22, Anaya Barron, no good. Here comes East with Griffin. Far side, Anaya Jones with the drive off glass, scores. A 38-point lead. This is Gaddis in the lane from about 12. Can't get it to go. She gets her own rebound and scores. This is Daniels up top. Strobridge. Griffin for three, no good. Weak side rebound. Jones off glass, no good. Another rebound. Daniels will fire a three, no good. So it looks like Griffin is the only starter still in for East here, as Paris Smith gets the steal, number 32. Daniels all the way ahead. Anaya Jones poked away, and here we go the other way. Here's Central. 15-footer no good by number 4, Fitch. Central gets the rebound. Runner in the lane, off the back rim. Battle for the rebound. Strobridge has it. She'll take it all the way and score. Zinnia Johnson will go all the way and score. Daniels in the lane. Jones will score. We have 1:15 left here in the third. And looks like it's going to be a historic win for East Georgia. Strobridge defending. Going off glass, no good. Rebounded. Daniels up ahead, and nobody's going to get to that one. Garcia in number 12, and she's got it. Has it knocked away from her, but we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Daniels. That'll be her third. We have 53 seconds left, and it is shooting because East Georgia has committed 5 fouls here in the quarter. Garcia from Homestead, Florida. I believe that's where Hurricane Andrew made landfall many years ago. Of course, they have the NASCAR track down there as well. As Sarah Kelly, number 35, to the scorer's table, as Garcia will get them both. Kelly will be coming in for Daniels. So again, Demaya Griffin still the only starter left for East. And it looks like no starters in for Central. Jones in the lane will bring it back out. Kelly thought about the three, will drive, kick out, 3-ball, straight away. That's going to be short. Kelly, the offensive rebound, can't get it to go. Rebound number 24 is Ramaya Williams. Lenyard's still in the game, number 5 for Central. So she's the only starter still in. 16 seconds left in the quarter. About a 4-second difference as Strobridge, I think, got popped. But she's going to be called for the foul. Garcia back to the line. Can't get the first. Misses. Griffin the rebound. Last shot here for East Georgia in the final 10 seconds of the third. Nice look down low. Jones cuts to the basket and scores. And that'll do it for the third quarter. A 38-point lead. We'll show you the East Georgia bench as we're heading to the fourth. Final 10 minutes here of the GCAA championship game. So Taylor Caldwell back in. She has 4 fouls, but obviously not an issue. We see Sneed in there as well. With Kelly, Smith, and Strobridge. Sneed will drive, pull up from 16, hit it. The lead is 40. Lenyard driving, looking for a teammate. She finds India Johnson. 3 ball, good. No, 2. Sneed, top of the key. Kelly, Sneed gets it back. Shot clock at 10. 3 ball, Strobridge off the mark. Lenyard the rebound. So Lenyard, a sophomore. That might explain why she's still in there. Johnson for 3. It's going to be the last 8:46 in a uniform for a bunch of these Central players. Rattle off that list when you get a chance. Sneed loses the handle. India Johnson has it. Up ahead. And missing the layup was Alford. Strobridge, the scoop shot no good, but the offensive rebound. Oh, and it's going to be a foul on Kelly. Sophomores for Central are Gaddis, India Johnson, Haley Johnson, Fitch, Lenyard, Hutchins, and Alford. So their entire starting lineup is playing their final 8 minutes and change as a Titan. Hutchins kick out. Johnson will fire for 3. Rimming no good. Battle for the rebound won by Smith, and Haley Johnson will be called for the foul. Her 4th. We're at 8 minutes. Again, we will stay on to show you all the post-game festivities as Smith misses the rebound by Hutchins. The kick out, Johnson far side. Near side, India Johnson. No, overshoots Alford, and it's going to be stolen by Strobridge. And a 10-second call. As Johnson will inbound on the far side with 7:27 left in the ballgame. Hutchins the drive, bumps into Kelly, no call, rebounded by Caldwell. As Hutchins gets it back, and timeout Central. Johnson inbound with 7:15 left in the game. Alford down low, and it's ripped away by Sarah Kelly. Smith up ahead, Sneed off glass, can't get it to go, off at the rebound, put back. Here's Smith, 7 minutes left. Driving, drawing contact, I believe it is Paris Smith. Smith's third. As the free throw off the back rim for India Johnson from Lithia Springs, Georgia. Gets a second though. Sarah Kelly with it. Tipped by Alford and stolen away. Hutchins down low, Alford with the bucket. Looking for Strobridge, but it is Kelly with it. Looking for Strobridge, tipped away. Long two off the mark, rebounded Centagious Alford for Central. Hutchins bringing it across. Johnson from about 20 hits it. Kelly driving on Johnson, throws one up, no good, rebound. Hutchins, she falls, it'll stay East ball. I believe she bumped into her own teammate there, Lenya. Kennedy Sneed inbound here under 6 minutes at 5:57. Dumps one to Smith. Strobridge tips it, and it's stolen by Lenyard. Up ahead, Alford with a 2-on-1. He'll drive to the basket, can't get it to go, rebounded Caldwell. Sneed will be bumped by Hutchins, and that'll be her fourth. So Haley Johnson with 4, Jayla Hutchins with 4, Taylor Caldwell with 4. 2 fouls apiece here with 5:45 left in the ball game. It is all East Georgia. The Bobcats heading to Casper, Wyoming here in about 2 weeks. Sneed. Down low, Smith, turn around, no good. India Johnson gets the board. Alford spinning on Caldwell, or Strobridge rather, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Strobridge, the up and under reverse layup is good. Nice finish. Alford muscling her way in, up and under, score it and the foul. Nice finish there, Sentageous Alford. Paris Smith called for her fourth as Dismuke back in the game. And I think we have a timeout. So we'll keep it over here, show you the central huddle. Again, Antonio Harris, their head coach, Farron Harris, the assistant. Sentageous Alford looking to convert a three-point play here. See Myra Sanchez in number 21 for East as the miss is no good. Rebounded by Caldwell. Sneed cutting in off glass, can't get it to go. Rebound, Sentageous Alford. And it's turnover. .437 left in this one, but it's been over for quite a while. (25-2) run early, and that's been it. Sneed from about 18 is short. Battle for the rebound. Alford coming out of there for Central. India Johnson, and the bump, and I think it's an offensive foul. As India Johnson with the foul, as Sneed took the charge. Caldwell will inbound to Daniels. 4:13 and counting in the ball game. Daniels, Sanchez will fire the three, rimming out. Battle for the rebound won by Hutchins. Up ahead, India Johnson is blocked, but Daniels will be called for the foul. That'll be her fourth. So Smith with 4, Caldwell with 4, Daniels with 4 for East, Haley Johnson with 4, Jayla Hutchins with 4 for Central. Nobody has yet to foul out. A lot of people are getting close. Clock stopped here at 3:53. As the free throw good by India Johnson. And missing, battle for the rebound, won by, it'll be East ball. Alford working in the lane, but Sanchez steals it away, and she will run the break to Daniels, and she'll bring it back out. The spin move, no good, but the offensive board by number 25, Dismuke, and Haley Johnson has just fouled out. Be her, ends her career at Central Georgia Tech, young lady from Cartersville, Georgia. Sanchez up top. Sanchez. Baseline drive, lost it, turnover. Alford coming out of there with it. Gaddis, she'll fire a 3, that's well short. Hutchins the rebound, put back, and she's going to the line. Zakiria Hall picks up her second. 3-10. Hutchins to the line for a pair. It's the first. Cuts the lead to 40. Gets them both. Daniels. Cross to number 25, Dismuke, and the offensive foul. As Hutchins takes the charge. Dismuke will have, I believe, her fourth. Clock at 3:03 left in the ballgame. Lenyard. Alford. Hutchins, but we have a jump ball with her and Sanchez. And Central, with mass changes, we'll see the only one left. I believe India Johnson, the only one left. 2:49 left in this one as number 4, Fitch, will inbound for Central. To number 24, Williams. Poked away by Zakiria Hall, bodies everywhere, and now a jump ball. East ball. Sarah Kelly with it. Now to Daniels. 20 on the shot clock, 2:30 left in the game as Sanchez far side. Kelly in the corner. Sanchez fires the 3 ball, rimming no good. Rebounded and missed by, I believe it was number 25, Dismuke. And here comes Central. Garcia with the drive, runner in the lane, no good. She gets her own miss. Tries to bounce it off an East player, but it is saved by Zakiria Hall. Becomes East Georgia under 2 minutes now. Sanchez got caught under the rim, couldn't get it to go. And I believe we have a foul. on number 24. Ramaya Williams, that's her first. And the first of two, good. I believe that's Dismuke on the free throws. Lead back to 40. And airball's the second one. Garcia. Looking for number 22 down low, Barron, but that's going to be a turnover. Sanchez looking for Kelly down low, and it's stolen away. Steal by Fitch, and bodies everywhere. And Tiana Dismuke, I believe, is fouled out. So one for each. Dismuke is sophomore, but she and her teammates have a long plane ride in their near future. So her career's not over. Free throw missed by Fitch. She gets another. And missing both. Battle for the rebound. Kelly tries to save it. Saves it to Central and can't getting it to go as Smith comes out of there with it. Going all the way. Can't get it to go. Off at the rebound. Put back by Zakiria Hall. As we're closing in on the final minute of the GCAA tournament for 2024. Three ball, air balled, saved. 58-2 left. Again, we will keep the stream rolling as Coach Howard starting to high five everybody. Muscling her way down low, turnaround in the lane, no good. And bucket no good. Zakiria Hall the rebound. Too strong for Sarah Kelly. About 14 seconds between shot and game clock here. Final moments of the GCAA Women's Tournament. Again, thanks again to David Elder, who will be presenting some hardware here in a moment for their support of JockJive over the years. And thanks to the boss, Robert Williamson, for keeping me around. I think that's going to be in the act of shooting. As Paris Smith has fouled out. So somebody has to come in for the final 31 seconds as Coach Howard's looking. Everybody's raising their hand. I want to go in. I want to go in. It's going to be Strobridge. It's like, I want to be in there because that's where the celebration's going to start. On the field, on the court, with everybody spilling out to it. Free throw no good. And 31.4 left in this one. And no good. Going high for the rebound, number 21, Sanchez. 25 seconds. About a half a second difference between shot and game, so East could pretty much run it down here. And they bring it back out as you see the bench up and the crowd up as well. As Theo Yao says, don't you shoot that ball. And that's going to do it. The Bobcats of East Georgia, for the first time in school history, have won the GCAA tournament. And obviously, you see the ladder coming out as East Georgia rolls here, 76-44 over Central Georgia. Again, we'll keep it on to show you all the festivities at the end. See David Elder near side with the trophies to hand out. See David Elder down there waiting to hand out the hardware. We already have the ladder set up down the left side. Since there is no game between here and Nationals, East Georgia has two pieces of hardware, the state championship trophy, which I believe that is, and then the Southeast District Championship as well. So the Lady Bobcats are heading to Casper, Wyoming for the NJCAA tournament, which is March 26th through April 1st. So what we'll do, like I said, we'll keep this going. We'll even show the net cutting ceremonies, but we'll be incrementally breaking down gear. So you may not be able to hear any of the festivities of the net cutting, but you'll get to see it. So I'll just keep the camera rolling so you can see all of it in entirety. As you see all the crowd getting ready for photos. We see David Elder and scores of others. Parents and loved ones getting photo.
Well, I think what we're going to do, we're going to call it a day here as the net is almost all the way down. I want to shout out to the boss, Mr. Robert Williamson, for letting me hang around all these years. Big shout out again to David Elder, the commissioner of the GCAA, for his support of JockJive. And congrats again to the Lady Bobcats, rolling today, 76-44. That'll be a wrap here from Swainsboro. Jason Thompson signing off, wishing you a pleasant afternoon.